I don't know if I'm live. On. Way. Okay, we're back with this. I I don't know what I'm doing. I will say that because apparently from KiwiWater through by Twitter, which somehow getting this is oh. Okay, big news. Big news. Big news. I can openly say. Oh yeah, we have some things to do. I have to do that one thing now. They ruined my week thing. So okay, we'll go with the worst thing that they ever made. Do I have the thing I need so I don't have to? Okay, let me see if I have it. I don't know what it looks like. Oh, I don't know what it looks like. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, golden hole. So, remember how I put things in my garden like a month back because yeah, they ruined the update. Just to show you. So if you don't know, they put a 72 hours on greenhouse, which by the way, it's literally the worst thing. That it ruined the game. It ruined greenhouse. Like, if they put a freeze, I would have been fine because oh, 10 baked potatoes. That's actually pretty nice. I really like that. Thank you, game. Yeah, but as I was saying, greenhouse got up. I hate the greenhouse update. The nerf. It literally will not do anything. Like, it basically will never let. I will never do greenhouse because I generally hate it. The big reason is with greenhouse. Okay, I'm probably explaining it. It probably. But basically, as with the new update, they put 72 hours. So if you can't get what you want, which is the greenhouse mobs in the crop in 72 hours, a base, mind you, base, you automatically cannot get it. Now, that normally not an issue if you are proactively playing every single day, but guess what? It now makes it where it's even worse. And it gets funnier. It gets funnier because Because you're probably thinking, oh, it's not that bad, not that. I'm gonna hate that one. You're probably thinking, oh, that's not bad. That's probably pretty safe. Like, there's probably a route where you can go. Where, oh, 1 second. I am going to do all you. Now we got the farming fortune. Oh, we got the one I wanted. Oh, we call that a dodge. We call that a dodge. Yeah, but no, it's 72 hours, and I generally hate it because if there would have like a freeze on there, it would work. It theoretically, if they didn't put the decay and they put a freeze option, and they basically nuke it, where basically like Greenhouse would pretty much making money, and what they should have done is we can almost nerf almost all the items. I think it would have done even better. But they didn't, and it gets even worse because they didn't me complain, mind you. It makes simple Iron Man player who are not being addicted to Hypixel and are playing for 1 hour per day less likely to do it if they're not being proly active. Like, I get the idea to be proly, but if I'm like saying kind of going in to at least get one mob, right? Hold on. Like, okay, I'm trying to explain this without sounding like, okay, I'm going to sound greedy. There's no way I can make it. It ruined the game. It ruined basically non-running. Cave open. But what it basically like it telling me is, and this is an issue I have with. Okay, how many do I need here? I need 4. Okay, cool. In my opinion, this is a issue I generally will have. Is it basically going to be used as a thing to, like, basically kind of hate weaker players who are proactively choosing to not hyper farm like that, and I think it's going to be used as a more moronic way to do it. And I think there are ways where you could fix it which actually works. To kind of explain what I mean, I think the issue is, especially with how they're working. Burtberry. You're kind of cringe, Burtberry. Is to kind of explain it. I'm probably explaining it without sounding like ungrateful. That's the issue. It's like, this is actually a complaint I have. Yeah, but no, as I was saying, it's the worst. It's the worst thing. It's the worst thing. Because it basically, I don't think it would play tested, and I could tell it wasn't play. Oh, cool. I don't need to. And the way how I know it not, it because most play tester would say, yeah, this is like a basically a it's a terrible emergency one. Like, and I get the reason. Oh, we have to decay because like this one type of plant, which mind you is literally important for Iron Man to make money. It basically brutalizes casual players. It's going to be used as a basic bad. And it gets even worse because immediately after this, I think it's going to be mainly it going to be worse. I'm going to straight up say it. That like the worst nerf you could do is do time delay nerfs. If you don't know what a time delay nerf is, a time delay nerf is when a game start adding a decay system because people are making too much money. That's like example one. And it's basically bad because at that point, guess what? Let's say you're playing your game. And guess what? You want to basically play casually. Where you don't want to play constantly. Especially like let's say you're in school, you're in class, and you can't, and let's say you're a good student, you're a good academic student. The issue with delay games is what it basically does is you have to now plan things. And let's be clear, because most people aren't when they talk about it. It basically it's different than weeklies in gacha games because weeklies do not have they have a week time delay, but they're at least consistent enough where that and you can miss 1 week. It's and slash events because most events that way if you play any like Limbic Company a good example what I mean. Because how Limbic Company does it is they do it for like a couple weeks. So people can play it and they can do the quests. Now, they do their banner early, but they have a good time delay. How it like should probably be implemented, which is per season base. So like it's far enough away and it doesn't affect you in a way where it would be considered a major time delay. Again, I'm trying to be on it when I say that time delays in games are bad when they're short-term time delay. 72 hours is considered a shorthand time delay. Let's be clear about this. A shorthand time delay. Because I have to define it. Because I don't know if my analogy is good, but I'll use like Helldiver 2 is a good example. You can leave Helldiver 2 and you can join back, and besides like getting cool stuff that you could have bought with the awards, you proactively do not lose anything. You proactively will not lose your thing when you go to Cyber Sand. You may miss that thing, you may miss the story or the event, but you proactively are not in a way where it's going to affect your gameplay. It's not going to be cutting down your time. Garden House is what we consider a time delay game. The idea is that now when you do that, you have a amount of time you are required to return. And if you don't, you lose progress. That could be, let's say, one of your mutations, get decay, which normally would 3 days. But you have that. So let's say you have one with a simple crop that you can constantly make. Well, that doesn't create issue because your whole point is you're in a small time delay zone, which doesn't really force you to lose big progress. Again, when you are losing progress, it's a really bad game design, especially a shorthand one. Like, this is like if you're playing Pokemon and if you didn't play Pokemon Scarlet and Violet for a year, your whole entire some of your Pokemon leave. Well, like, oh cool, my starter left me. That bad progress. I now have to go recapture them. And it basically forced them to be a hassle. And I think that the issue with Hypixel at the very moment is it's forced them to basically put in a time delay that nobody wanted. Now, we could talk about the economy being bad. There are actual fixes. One way is to literally cut back selling items to certain events and certain ones that you get naturally, and basically be like, oh yeah, you can't sell your copper, which will tank the economy. But again, this issue is going to be there no matter what, because half the issue is the greenhouse is literally a money-making strat. There's no other benefit of doing the greenhouse. There's no other benefit of doing... Okay, game, I am trying to play. Game, you're not doing lag. You're not doing a lag spike on me at the very moment because I'm trying to play you. Yeah, but as I was saying, half the issue is basically that. The other half, for anybody... Okay, game, stop putting me on robot. Stop putting me on... Dude, I am at 90. Why are you glitching? Okay, game, stop putting me on... Okay, I'm not... You stop putting me on... Game, stop! I hate this. I'd rather play Kingdom Hearts. I'd rather hate myself and play Kingdom Hearts. Because I'm not... I'm getting lag spike so hard. I hate this one because I'm getting like actual bad lag spikes from this. It's the bee. I can't actually play. I can't play. This is like the worst one. This is the worst one because I couldn't move for a one. I'm actually complaining. I hate. Sorry. I hate this because it was lagging me. I couldn't get up for a whole minute. Oh, thanks, game. Thank you. Thank you, game. Game, I can't. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. If it doesn't work, you're not connecting to the server? Yes. Oh my, the game crashed. The game crashed. I'm free. They hated me so much. I can't connect to the server. I hate this. I hate Hypixel. I hate Hypixel. I'm gonna say Hypixel skyblock had one issue, like in my cozy game. The issue is, and I will say it like this. I don't have any place to go except like Windcraft. I don't want to play Windcraft. I'm gonna check. If it doesn't work, do I have time to play Hypixel, or I can go to on to. I have Skyrim, but Minecraft. I have that one. I have MCC Public. I'll probably go there if it didn't work. Yeah, but as I was saying, because okay, we need a couple, and this is me being controversial here, so I'm going to be. I think Hypixel have the issue where the people who are proactively putting in mechanics are people who are religiously playing. Like, sample, Greenhouse. Greenhouse should have never became into a thing, and if it did, it should have copied Cookie Clicker, where you were not punished and you would not get any valuables. And I think an overhaul of Greenhouse will have to work. And the issue is no one wants to actually do it. And I think how I genuinely want to make this. I don't want to make it as like a video. Like it's an actual video I had for a while, but I don't want to make it because I don't want to talk about Hypixel. But I will talk about my beliefs of game decay, like time to decay games, because they're like the one thing I will proactively stop playing. And there are like a couple that handle it well. Let me be clear. The only one I play with proper decay, which doesn't even have decay, by the way. It literally just is unironically Digimon Worlds. And that one does it good because that time decay is very much based on your health of your Digimon, which is meant to be the core mechanic. And it basically a hyper level boosting. So over time, even though you are losing progress for like how long they live, there are ways to keep it longer, and like another example of a good one, if you generally want a good idea of a good time delay, is literally none, because all the good time delay are not time delay games where you're punished for not playing. Like, for example, here's a good one, which I could say. You ever heard of the Rift update? That's the actual one that works. And you know why it works? For anybody who never played the Rift before, because you're not going in and suffering. Like, I have to explain it to someone, and my analogy of it, I like my analogy. Because the analogy I get is pretty much, and I like it, a good time delay game, which is basically when time effect is literally nothing, because all the good ones will pretty much are events that you can miss, but you are not punished for missing. Like, you may not get the award, which is a punishment of itself, but you are not proactively being forced to play it, because if you are being proactively forced to play, then that like a bad sign. Because if that's the case, well, Jimmy, you can't do that, because guess what? It forces your player to make a difficult choice. It's the same reason why like games that like offer you to get the event awards are generally a lot better for players. And why, if you but you know what I also been doing? Hold on, I'm going to talk about this because I'm getting bored. Dude, I've been playing Limbits. I'm working on the video right now. I have some of it. I just need to get my words across without sounding like insane, which I'm going to have to be, to explain the theory I have. And the theory I have, for anybody wondering, is that Merceau broke a major taboo for him that basically, in the nicest way how I can explain it, is Merceau sort of broke a big no-no, but it's like not taboo. And it basically, the idea I have is he used Experience cans, I believe, have a special rule that I don't think it talked about a lot, which can basically be summed up in: crimes are not allowed to be permitted on humans. We kind of know that from mystic experience, that basically you're less likely to do that, because I believe is a hidden rule. And it's hidden because, guess what? If it wasn't it basically to prevent your boy Merceau here from, or like a guy who want experience would like to murder someone, from murdering. And I think it was one, and Merceau experienced that, or experienced his mother dying, and basically that where you get the assertive belief is through that. And I think it works in the way how I'm trying to explain it while doing this. And I think it works in that explanation as a way to fully talk about it. Because if like, oh, why Merceau in trial? Yeah, because he quote unquote killed his parent. He did the crime. Does it put into the belief of Merceau assertism by looking for the truth and literally having that regret of like what he believed as like killing his parents? Oh yeah, because if you actually think about it, it works as a way of storytelling that Merceau, who in Canto is, will be sort of the inverse of. Oh, I have to talk about that. I'll talk about that. Okay, so there's a theory I want to work on. I don't know how to explore it because it's kind of hard to explain. But the next Encanto, if you want to parallel to the next one, it will be a Rodion focus. And the idea is that the idea from what I theorize is most of the other Encanto are basically the story we would have gotten from them. So, for example, I believe we would have gotten Hod from Sinclair's, because Sinclair the third one, and oh. Cool. But the idea is with 1, 2, and how many do I need in here? One more. Cool. Okay, but as I was saying, I believe that Merceau's will be heavily based on Rodion. And it's sort of an idea I came up with called the inverse. It will either be Rodion or... But it will most likely, if I had to guess, because this guess kind of works, it will probably be a... Hold on 1 second. Okay, cool. Thank you, game. But the idea is that for Rodion and for Merceau's, I think we're going to be more open to the fact that we will learn... Okay, there are 3 theories. I'm probably explain this. I'm jumping. I'm tired. I'm dead. But basically the idea is that Merceau is going to be heavily focused on the idea of truths. We know that Mythic Experience kind of told it the subjective in the form of the one truth. I believe we're going to be heavily more focused on another factor. That factor is going to be the idea of objectivity. Now, how do I think we're going to handle that? Well, I believe how they're going to explore it is basically how I believe most of this will, through thought crimes. And I think it will be explored through this. 1. Oh man, Merceau will basically go in. And basically it will be, oh yeah, Merceau, you committed the crime. And it turns out, yeah, he didn't. He literally did nothing. And I think what will be a cool factor, and I think this would have to be explored in at least this. And I know it won't, but it, like, the one thing I generally want to explore in Limbus is one mention of the purple tier. Like, not even like a Peramente or Purgatora. I mean one mention, just one. And I think how you could explore it without sounding like too insane, it by literally putting the Heathcliff connection that people are theorizing, which I think a funnier one would be. Oh no. I just realized something that could be literally a fake theory that could be funny to make a video on. My genius sometimes scare even the likes of me. I just thought about the funny one I could do. Have like a joke one. Otis, it literally is just like they just go in. They're like, yeah, you know Otis? Yeah, she's the purple tear. No explanation. Be like, look, he's deceitful and like this was literally the whole point. Like, find the smoke war. Knows about the gods. Literally doing it so he could. Like. But I just can't wait for it. I'm gonna work on the theory because I genuinely want to do that. And I'm probably making a new schedule for the next couple months, which will probably be what I did last time, and then work on stuff on those normal days. I don't like Tree Guy. Yeah, but the theory is that based on like at least how most of the characters feel, the idea, I think like a cool one, which I genuinely want to do, is that okay. No, what are you doing? What are you doing? You know what? I'm being nice. I'm being nice and helping you out because. Okay, cool. Thank you. And I should probably get Tough Claw ready. Yeah, but the idea I have is at least I think like Otis would be the funniest one with Purple Tear. Like it can literally be, because if we're not doing with gods, if we're only doing gods for at least for one of them, I think I think what would be cool is Otis being in like I see the funniest timeline. I see the funniest timeline. I see oh, I got a cool story, which I need to wait until at least we get one hint of Otis's lore. But it makes sense. It makes sense. And why? Oh, I see it. I see it. Okay, to explain what I'm talking about, Okay, cool. Otis. To explain, because I'm doing theory talk right now. I'm doing theory talk. Otis is a oh it makes a sad amount of sense, and it's more sad, and I think it have to work. I call it the Otis time travel theory, or time, or read Steingate theory, and it makes a sad sense, but I really like it. I really like it now. And thinking about it, it would be the most saddest story out of all Olympus. The story goes, Otis is basically isekai. Otis is like from another world where she died, so like it doesn't break a taboo. It literally will not break a taboo. And then literally in a different universe entirely, and because she was like under purple tier, and if purple tier can travel to other worlds, she like took Otis with her, because like if like, oh, Otis is a good fighter, she found the smoke board, she's my homie, before like going solo. And then literally you could do that, and it is explained so little, but it works in a funny way where, yeah, if like you go in, you're like, oh, I wonder why Otis is like cunning. Well, like, this Otis does not exist in our timeline. Like, she knows other dimensions. Oh, but why doesn't Otis like? But why, if like she cunning? Oh yeah, like why does she say no? Odyssey had no purpose in using a fake name, because literally she exists in this world. If like a clone, instead of being a clone, which is R-Corp, which is like would be cool. But I think it works better in, even with like some of her IDs being like high power, but being like fully knowing that like if she's a part of, and like the only two like IDs that she has that like literally like the only, like, okay, let's think about all the others. Oh, 1 second. I'm re-saying my things. Man, I'm so. Sometimes my genius is shocking. Sometimes my genius is scary, man. But I really want the. Like, you're wondering, why this whole thing happened. It, like, and then you point. Sorry, I'm talking, but like, this is generally something I just came up with right on top of my head, and it works. I see the root. It was explained why the Odyssey does not have a purpose, because literally her crew got all murked, and then like it's another world where they're all alive, and so literally her saying that, because literally the Odyssey itself, the journey literally is so pointless that people like. And it could be explored even more, like Otis literally being part of like a group that like all died, got transported into another world. Literally, why never seen Penelope, even if she had not Penelope, but she could be. But it works because literally like the whole entire thing. Why like. Why like even like her IDs, why she follow like besides the like her whole thing of like like she using I see the route. I see the route and it works. I like the route now. I like. And it could be even more. It could be even more explored in a unique way that I genuinely want to see. Where. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, boop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, boop. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. After this one, we don't have to do this for a while. And we could do the next best grind. Yeah, but it works in a way of story. Yeah, we're not getting this one. I'm fine with that. Because we should get the other one I need, which is at this point we only need honey, which and it can fully be explored in like a lease in that like, and it could be like literally why she haven't been on like the whole thing is literally because the Odyssey does not have a purpose. Because okay, cool. And okay, if I didn't do that Grizzly, we would have gotten this by now. That's the only other thing. And then after this, we only have one. We have the next grind to do. Which one is the best one to go? Okay, and then okay, cool. So while while we are here, boom, boom. I need you. That way we're going slow. That way we're going so much slower. Oh man, if that's the reason, I'm so mad. So now we got full sets. My Steam Deck that I'd never use, have to. So now we have honeycombs that I have to get, because all we need now is basically half a K for 2 of these. Get 2 of these ready for that. And this. But also to get like the large black hole. Which that gonna be a pain. Which I don't want to get. And how many do I have? I have 64 with that, so we could get we have 1K there, we have you. Okay, you. Then we go in you, and then we just find the item that I need. That had a good one to get. And then 2 woodpecker, 2 plucks. So now we have a 1% to contain 2. We got a 0.6 per every block we break. And now stabile. Okay, cool. So we got that, we got you. Now, we're going to go for figs. Figs will not get me anything valuable. The whole reason is to pretty much start doing more of those so I can get probably a high amount of crows. Yeah, like this is like an actual thing I have to do. I like how I could break all that. And I like how it basically this is literally has I could basically get a big sweep net off that, and I could basically just keep doing that. And then while we're here, yeah, but I have sloth. Yeah, sloth is the one I need. Now I could level up sloth, but the idea for this grind and what we're going to be aiming for at least for this one, if we actually have 2 grinds. Both of them are easy grind in themselves. One is I can't think of. I'm happy that tree. By the way, we're putting our sap in that one. Like, luckily, yeah, so now we got that fig tree going, and we need 2 stacks. And stretchy 6 won't provide anything. We need 64 of these. Yeah, but we're about to get into what I really like. about this one grind, which if you can't tell, get what's speeding up right now. Our one item that basically breaks everything down really quickly. It basically giving us a massive lead. Like, even with this, is a good item to aim for next to getting these. And again, I should probably go for a bunch of phantoms. And the desert one actually does have one good route. Wait, is it 11? It's a... Oh, we got the 20... Oh, I forgot. We get a big boost with like one of them. So we could just keep doing this. And like, literally... Yeah, but the idea is we go for this. We get this ready. We have 3 things to do. This is one of them. This is... Oh man, I wasted so much time. This is bad. Look how bad we're going. Yeah. But the real benefit will be going for this. Is a mix of the wood, the figs that I'm getting, which is actually an important thing to keep aiming for. The hunting, which we could get here. I think there's one other. And besides that, we're... I don't know what else. Am I going slower? Because it haven't taken me this long to get, like... Because normally I don't go there, and most of my route here are pretty about the same, except like the more I'm getting on sweep, it's doing pretty fine. But besides that, there should be no more hyper changes, at least for... It could be the one over there. But that one should not affect this too much. If like... The one other thing is I need to go for figs. Go for fig, get shiny. Hopefully I don't have to do a bunch of high level... Yeah, but like the one benefit will be getting the honey here. Like, beside that, what else? What else? Like that, I could go for more honey. I could go for... Especially getting like special and all that, and boosting up the mark. The mark. Yeah, but besides that, we should also try to fully level up my Not my gifts, because I don't really need to do that. But we have a couple grind we have to do. One of them is to unironically get we just need 64 figs stones. Which I'm going to check once we get at least the next rank. And okay, cool. Again, besides this, I should probably aim for the double here, at least. At least trying to get the shiny. The good news is, like, most people are probably not here. So this is a good time to kind of go for some things I have been proactively not doing. One is definitely the figs. Just doing them, and which is going to probably be our key for this run. And we could definitely start doing more, trying to get some of them. Like right now, the only big one is to get the 64 we need. Because besides that, we don't have really any grinds, hyper grinds left. Like we have a couple which we can do more later. And like the thing is, they're a lot easier to do. Like the first is it to sell that common sweep too. We don't need that. The one we do need is it to I might speaking while doing this. This does not help. This does not help. But right now we have to get 60. I love how I have to build up my Iron Man build for this. And literally half of it is, yeah, do greenhouse. Oh, you don't want to do greenhouse? Too bad. Like, if like do greenhouse, doesn't do greenhouse. Greenhouse get nerfed where basically I have to be like fully on the greenhouse doing things. Literally the best pet to do for this is sloth. Like it's sloth. If like you don't make money off of this, you basically the only point is to go for all the coins that you can hypothetically make. It's sort of funny. It's sort of funny. And here's the best part. We need you want to hear the best part? Hold on 1 second. Yeah, but no, as I was saying, Hopefully I have fig stone. How many? I wonder how many fig stones I have. And okay, I'm fig. Okay, so how many do I have here? I have one fig stone, so I need 63. I need about 10k. Yeah. I should do the other things while I'm here. I don't care about mythical because there's no reason to do that. Okay, so then I go here. I have 81. Put you all back. You. So I have 81. What are the best? Okay, titanium. Boom. Star season. Armadillo mask. No. Combat. White belt. I don't want white belt. Mammoth fish. Enderman. Okay. No. Hunting. Evershred. Safari belt. I have safari belt. Dungeon. I need 81 more levels. And hotspot radar. Totem corruption. Chum. Speed. Squid boots. Frozen amulet. And wait, carnival happening, and I can get armadillo. I don't want to. I don't want to do that. What I want to do is basically sell you, and and then basically go to and then basically go where I was previously. We can get one fig stone. And what can I get with all you? I could go for more gifts. I could go for more hunting and nothing else. So now we can get more hunting fortune. Literally, that are gifts. Now, we do have a route which we can. Now we're at protect. I have 10 minutes. We do have a route which we can go to. I'm in a cat 22 on routes. And my dogs are barking again, and it giving me a headache. This is why. Okay, we have one route, which is we could go for the... We basically have the helix. We basically got the 10 there. We need a bunch more. The quickest is garden, weirdly enough. Garden, so I can set up the new bank. That will probably be the safest option. The worst option, because I don't get to do more foraging. But at least having like more of my armor ready to go would be way smart. And especially right now, because it's just crappies pretty much. Because right now, if we look at my crappies, I think we only need this stack and one more to basically get fully maxed out crappie armor. But we can then go for more crappie shards, which the only one we need is beetle. But we wait 10 minutes, so we get that. And we got my new personal bets. But it's probably not the same amount, because... But the one thing I want to check before. Because... Okay, game. Which is... 1, 2... Swim, 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 swim. Okay, now we got you max, so I don't care about you. I only need 20 for shiny. Shiny is the best one we can go for. But while we're here, just doing that, because then at least going for hunting. We get wood resistance. Everything else is useless. But if I go for farming, here's the reason. Farming can get me crappies. Crappie can get me one more. And I could get a couple more levels off of trying to get the ever stretch, which we have to do later anyways. It's the only one I know of that would require me to aim for a weaker set. And we also have and we can also aim for getting another point for a magic find. And then finally, here's the final reason, and this is the best reason out there. You're not the one I need. Okay, let me put in the non-important items. Let me put in the important, which are you, and literally nothing else. And the only thing we need alongside is the shards. Mainly any that can give me a good item boost. And with, at least with shard hunting, anything better getting got ya. No. Get over here, fly. Get over here. Cool. Mind you, if we go to hunting box, fly can give a magic fortune, which will give me more options. This, I can aim for a boost because I only need. How many do I need per each? I need 8, 8, 8, 16, which is 40. So getting 120 is probably the safest bet. Especially with Jacob tickets, which I can get randomly. Getting this fully up gave me a free item. That one. 2 would be upgrade my other thing, which would be just going in, like, giving the crappie because we already got 10 of them. Not giving a polished pumpkin because I don't have one. And aiming for a compact sunflower, which I do not have. And you. But crappie are going to be our big benefit in this run. Mainly because if we can get crappies down, and we're about to get the first book. Yeah, but with the item I have in here, we do actually have the best route to go. We actually have one of the best routes. And let me wheat. Hay. That's the hay barrel we need. We need 73 because so we need that much, but we can get a couple per every second, and any extra we get, like the sand, we could use to build up the experience. Again, the slow idea is do that and then sell the compost, sell the other items so we can make a quick bucks. Then when we get the other, we need 2 million. And then afterwards, we have another route to go, which is basically after we get the 2 items I need, which are Abyssal Armor fully set, which takes a lot of really big grinding. Then we can go for the real thing, which is a whole bunch of grinding for 1 dragon pet. Which, by the way, that's what we're going to pretty much be doing when we upgrade at least all my armor set. It's to aim for that. And that one of the reasons why we're doing a full thing, because it's way a little bit easier to do. But with all this, my crappie levels, if I remember, I can look. I have 6 overbloom. We could get more. We need more than 6. You get about 10 overbloom from I want beet. We can get 10, which means if we have 5, we get 11 overbloom. And then dung shard. But once we get that, like the other one, what we should also be doing is definitely doing this, because I get and yeah, but getting more beetle will probably be our goal. Because if we can fully max out that shard, that does help me. If we can fully max out this does also help. It also helps me. And basically after that, it just, like, this is going to be the most boring, but I have my route now. Our route is to make money. To make money. If there anything I could put in crappies for. Let me check. One. How many compact flour do I have? If we don't say I only have one I have one compact sunflower. Cool. I wanted more. I wanted so much more. But I hope I get a bit more. There is another route which I can do, but I don't want to do it because that involves me going for slime farming. Or no, it involved me trying to get the rabbit pet. To fish king rabbits. And then basically try to be lucky to get the overbloom you get from the king rabbit, which gives you 7 more overblooms. Wait, is there a feast happening right now? Okay, oh cool, a feast happening right now. Okay, cool. No, not chocolate then. How many chocolate did I like technically bought? I can't see. Like this is the final one and not like a bunch. The good news is if you're like a non-Ironman, this is probably a safe way to make money. Especially if they have like naturally and a lot more safe. Yeah, but no, as I was saying, ultimately our main goal will probably be going for overbloom. Because I don't want to do greenhouse. I hate greenhouse. Like, but beside that, we're about to beat my goal accidentally, which it was I really wanted to get 200 by the end of this year, which I'm actually about to do. I really wanted that. A lot of this grind is pretty much aiming for this. We got another crappie. We're about to get the one thing I needed, which hopefully I don't have to. Hopefully. Oh, cool. I literally have to. Okay, I don't need to buy more space. We have 2 space left. And then afterwards, we only have to get 80 more. We only have to get 1 more stack in 16 for the full next set, which then we can go for the grind that I really wanted, which was basically only crappies. Because the next one is squash, and the best route to go is okay, cool, thank you. Sorry, hey, I'm trying. Hey, come here, come. Okay, got you. You really think you can run away from me? You really think you can run away from... Okay, and then only 2 more for... 1 more for enchanted bug. But that like literally the best one to go for, so I can get more likely to get overbloom. We got 1 honey jar. And let me also, while we're here, Not you. Where's the thing I'm looking for? Not you. You. Again, after this grind, once we get the 20 million that I need for the next possible grind, which there is one for that, it's just donation. We only need 19. The best route to go is basically, I don't want to go the way I want, because I want to avoid the greenhouse as much as possible, and mainly because I hate the greenhouse. I don't like the greenhouse update. I explained it in the past, like when it first came out. The issue I have with it is, and this is the issue with Hypixel as of right now, when it first happened to now, is that the greenhouse basically had one issue, in my opinion, which is it basically promoted a terrible methodology. And I'll explain what I mean. The greenhouse before with that basically was a system that rewarded people who figure it out early, but had no way for people who were casual, who were playing once per week for like a couple hours. And Cookie Clicker have the same issue, that they have a fix for it, but the same issue would have been, oh yeah, you have decay, so you may lose your progress if you are not on, like, let's say you're in like an accident. Well, how do you fix that? You could put a freeze, so it skipped the next one in there, but it prevents them from decaying. And the idea is that over time, that decay will be non-linear, because people wanted like the good items, the really good ones. They would not jump through 50 hoops. Now, hold on, let me check. Is it grand? If it grand feast, I'm going to be. Okay. Wheat, give me corpicolia, pumpkin, cocoa beans, which I don't need any of that. But the idea was, when you actually looked into it, it makes it where you're grinding it a lot more passive. You ruin the output a lot, but the idea is you really don't care about the output. Like, you could put multiplier, but again, if you make the outputs weaker or move it into like compost for like 10% or even 1% of what it is, it still would be good. It still would be considered a moneymaker, but it would not be that terrible. And it would allow like some way of doing that. The issue I have with it is there are no free mechanics, so you will proactively have to plan your time around when it's done, especially for watering, which I'll say this, and why I don't like the greenhouse. The watering system is one of the worst systems out there. You're telling me I have to be proactive in a game I do not want to be proactive in. And that sounds like a complaint. It's a valid complaint. Because if you're going into like, let's say the hit game Pokemon Go, and you do your dailies, that's fine. But then like in 3 hours, they're like, okay guys, so we got the rare Pokemon, but the only way you can get it is if you play for 3 hours per day. And if you miss one of those 3 hours, we delete half your Pokemon and items. And then, guess what? People stop playing Pokemon because they don't want to play for every 3 hours. And you know what? That's valid. That's a valid. Oh, there's. And you know what? It's it way more valid because guess what? It prevents you from hyping. It prevents. And the ways you could pretty much prevent it. Like one solution I think they should have implemented, and I think it would have worked a lot better, is it basically meant to generate more likely items.
Yes?
Hold on 1 second. Again, let me say it like this. Crappies, I think, have, like, pets farming and all that, literally will give you money. Like, a couple thousands per pets. With the same farming fortune and all that. But go with that. You could basically make so much more coins. So, they're basically an outlier. Look, I have, like, 310 on. What about pets? How many pets do I... But that like 45 and... I guess 0.7, but that probably the same. Yeah. Okay. But as I was saying more, it gets even worse because your game, it does that. And then, like, this was even before the decay, where I never touched it for about a year because I'm like, I don't want to, like, proactively do some. And I did only a couple, which were, like, pretty much the ones that you don't need a high amount of time. If they had a freeze thing, where, like, you could freeze the sage and it should put you in the next one, I'm sorry, you have to do that. And then what you have to do afterwards, if they generally want to fix it, is all the crops should go to your compost at like 1% of how much the points will be. So if it's 1, it's 0.01. Because then you get those big numbers and they may move it an inch. Or you make it where it can do a couple composts because compost should not be that rare. And then it prevents a player from overhyping. It basically prevents you from doing that. It prevents your character from proactively gaining the system because you're not getting the awards. You're getting the experience, which is good anyways, but it does make it bad. And it's like, oh, and like the issue is, and I know the reason, because they don't want passive income, and you were pretty much doing passive with some setups. But I will say like this. Having a passive income thing that you can alter way easy, and you could. It's just literally, hey, you can't sell it. And, like, okay, one thing they could do, it should be how they should be doing compost. And I'm greenhouse, and I'm mad they didn't do this. Is basically your compost, you get an item, you have to upgrade. Move all your compost to like a storage bin, and you get like 10% of it. So let's say it's 100 items. You don't get 100, you get 10. So you could put a multiplier plus time the multipliers, but you get a base 10 from 100. The 90 go into there, and the 90 auto does. And you could get an upgrade that allows them to do that. So it basically becomes a little bit more, okay, cool, I don't have to do that. And it becomes more of a farming sim. And it literally works. And it prevents the high inflation, because the whole point is, when you're farming and all that, you have that. And once you hit them, you do that. You don't need decay, you don't need water, you could get rid of both of them. Just do it like that. So, like, there is a reason to get the bloom because you get multiple. And the reason to go for it because you're getting copper. but you still need farm because that's your main money method. And you remove pests from there. You basically ban pests from spawning in there. And you build like a dead zone area. Boom, you do that. Oh man, I want to make a video called how to fix Hypixel so badly. How to fix the greenhouse. And it literally will fix the greenhouse because you could do upgrades similar to the composter. Like one could be how many of them will go into the composter. Like automatically goes into the composter. You can move items, so if you have like a over amount of chickens, or let's say one type of mutation, you could do that instead. There are a lot you could do. You could play around with it so much, and it's easier to change because you're basically giving a lower reward, but the idea is it's a more passive way for copper, where mutation is still like your key because you are basically slowly building up what you need. Dude, can I not get that? Don't go in the floor. Don't go. Okay, cool. Carrot Celsi. Okay, I think we need that for something. I know we need this. We need 9 for... Yeah. Man, I like that. I like the idea. So the idea I have is, and it definitely fixed every issue with the greenhouse, is basically you lower the rate. Okay, and you don't need and you could lower the rates by a good amount, and they will not matter because they're all passive to begin with. And the idea is you're doing it for that small reward. Like, it's going to be a little better than here, but it's going to be way worse than what you have. And mutations are the only way where you get a little better ones, and they're multi. And they give, like, better rewards, and you can do them for mutation for more copper. So, like, I really want to do that. I really want to. Where, like, mutation are literally the key. Because, like, you only get 10%, so, like, you get a small amount from farming, but it prevents you from gaining the system because your whole thing will pretty much die in like a... And you don't need decay, you don't need any of the fancy stuff because most of it is just going into copper anyways, and copper doesn't have like a lot of items that you generally need to fill out. It's good for early game because besides that, you're not going to be making millions. You're still going to probably be making millions, but it cuts the inflation value by a good majority. And it changed how gardening works, where it's entirely more of a farming sim, where you have active and passive ways, like working together. And if like, and even without that, it still like would make the garden like a better place to do it. And if it could, and I'll say that, and they're controversial, a good game design, because the issue with the greenhouse, because I'm complaining while I'm farming this, the greenhouse biggest issue is it's slow. It's entirely active. There's no passive. Beside minions, farming mining like is active. Like there are a lot of active ways. There are like mainly some passive where you're not trying to fully push yourself. But like you have too many actives. And having this as a way where it basically incentivize people to go for crappies, to go for compost as the money way. So it cuts the money thing in like a majorly half distance, where money is still being put into the system and out. It cheapen it so small players don't have to waste. How much are crappies? I'm sorry. I'm looking at compost. No, not. I don't need. Compost is 15,000. You could cut that by way more. Like that's like 18. And it like you're going to sell it anyways, so there's no point into keeping it. And it cuts down a lot of your costs by a good margin of error. And while we're here, we're going to switch to you. Because then I could just shoot. Yeah, but as I was saying, but even if you don't agree, it's a good update because it pacifies the one thing people generally hated, where you could basically build an upgrade. So like the beginning is going to be a slow struggle, and then once you get that, it's like, oh, okay, now you could be completely a passive run. It still give you the mutations, so you still need them because ultimately getting them and putting them in there get you more crappies like copper. But it makes I want to be semi-smart and put some of my non-valuable items in. So like you two, not plant matter because I don't have plant matter. You, so I can put you. And that's not even the funny part. The funny part is, it's easy implemented. Like, it's gonna be hard, but you could easily implement it in that way, where if like, and you could put lore. You could be like, yeah, no, the farm is doing so terrible. We need to like take all that because you're taking it and you're pretty much wasting our money. Man, you need to cut back a little bit, man. And it allowed like more pass active while not doing that. And you could put shards. You could put shards in like the shop that take copper and compost for. And there are a lot you could do. You could generally do one that basically gives you a more likely cuts the odds, the percentage you need to be for this. Like you don't need to, but it does that. It does others. You could do so much with the greenhouse in that way where it doesn't become a struggle for casuals. It does in the beginning, but that like the tutorial. And you could do like some others where you get a little bit more yield bonus, and it called like yield maintain. So like you get a little bit more, but you get a little bit, and it basically prevents overselling because the only thing you can get are crappies, and that's going to crash that market way quicker, where people cannot use it at all. And compost, which makes non-Iron Man player have, and it helped Iron Man if you want to think about it, as it gives them like more reasons to do that if they're not going competitive. I really want to make I want to make a video called I fixed the greenhouse so you don't have to. And it literally just, hey, rehaul the whole thing. Rehaul it, basically make a yield a thing where you only get the remaining amount go into there, and basically you have to get like workers, and they take like a percentage of your yield, which like will start out like 95% and then goes down to like 80. But you get the mutations, so the like actual reason to do it, and you get like the ethereal vines and all that. Oh yeah, I need 12 of these. I need 12 of these. I don't think I need you. I don't think I need you either. I think I need the beast burger. Yeah, and it works. It works at its safety. Because you could do so much. You could put like a percentage. Or you could put like 5% of that yield. So it cut down a little bit. Goes into the compost. So it opened that. It crashed that market. But that market you could pretty much do that anyways. And it should work. And allow more younger players who are either buying everything, because sorry, just hold on. Okay, none of you let's do compost, which is this, which you only need 32, and for a lot of them you could basically boost it up. Okay. Hyper cactus. I have to look at all these. Yes. Four baked potatoes. I'm not getting you. You're cringe. Pumpkins. Yeah, you're useless. What do you want, Farmer John? I need 3 composts, and that's going to be a good buy. This is going to also be a good buy. Hold on. Polish pumpkin. Boom. Man, that's a good one. That's a good one. But I think not even doing that, like, there's so many ways you could do that and if it does fix the game a decent amount. So 8 get me, increase all turbo crop enchantments. Yeah, that's not the good one. This is definitely the good one. Like, because that like squash, 2 gargoyle, and literally the only thing of value there that on Okay, cool. I got 2 corn. Hopefully I can get these, because getting 1 overbloom with that is a good option. And then I need to also put that in. And then I have 41. What could I make? What could I get? That probably the one I need to get. Vermin trap or the pessimator. Because I should have everything else beside that. And if we look in here, I'm just checking right now. Okay, and then how much? 64 for all of them. Okay, cool. But like, you don't need these, and you could use them for pests, so it gives you a pest route. I think going for these will probably be good. Just for the 3. Just for the 5, even 5 skyblocks level. I think we have my route, which is just keep farming. Especially if I can. Especially if I can get the 64 I need for the 1 talisman. And get the 16 ready. And get the next 64 for the armor set. That's going to be at least decently fine. There's one thing I also want to check. Before I forget. Because I don't think we got even the max amount of points. I think we're using a weaker amount. No, okay, I'm using the max. I forgot, like, I can't use crit chance anymore. But I think that's the route. And there's like one other thing. I want to check if there's like at least a farming tool. I don't want farming tools because they're good. We could go for, if we want, these two. That could get a free armor set, but that, like, we could sort of wait until we get this baby. And the only reason is because, not because it is a good item, it's terrible. It's terrible. Only reason is the frequency. Because that means we can go for frequency of, I'm trying to show a game. Can you please let me see all of them? Which could get up like free pass. Not you, you're useless. Wait, and we're already half there. Build that. Get the vermite vaporizer 6 compost so we can get this. If we get it, ever get it. Earthworm, just for the books. Or whatever. Get every single thing, including squeaky mouth pad. Get this, which is a fire. Like, only thing it follows fire in a bottle, which is not good. And compound moon. U for literally nothing. Locust for literally nothing. This for literally the best pet I need. And this for the pets. So we could literally go for that and basically just keep going for that. And that will probably be the goal. Because besides farming, our literal only strat now is to farm. Because, okay, I'm going to go through the strat because I'm going to be underthinking. And I have my goals. I have my goals pretty much for it. Farming. Beside this, we have Squatch. Squatch armor. Sprouts. Mm-hmm. phony. Then we could get the pets. Do I not have the pest hunter set right? I thought I did. Do I not? Do I genuinely not have the full pest hunter? I thought. No. I thought I did. That literally why I have to check. It either I think I know what it's saying and it would be in here and it not in here. Then it would be somewhere in here. I know one item in here. We have an overclock. I don't need both. I need some overclock. I where's the thing I'm looking for? Where's the thing? Is it in here? I know it one of my. And I'll wait for you because I don't. Pufferfish, sunglasses monkey, saddles, and don't care about any of these. Mystery package. Don't care about any of that. Super bomb paint dry which sludge. We have one. We have gloves. Do I have Okay, and then we're going to be sort of smart, sort of dumb, but smart. Boom. And boom. And we can get a couple things, because one thing we could get the squatch, which is only a couple levels. The next is definitely go for farming for the other items. Like rookie farmer axe? Wait. Is there a rookie farmer axe? I'll just get that. That should be like quick too. Sorry, I just saw a rookie farmer axe at 10 coins, and that gave me 1 experience point in the museum, which means I don't have to do one. I don't have to do one grind, 1 single point. Yeah. So we go in we go in here, we got 1 coin. We only need 18. Like, and rabbit armor. Okay. Then Avant Mushroom, Avant Pickaxe. That gonna be hard to get. Sunflower heads, Spore Harvester. Okay. Okay. Okay, if it works, I'm gonna be so mad. Okay, what else? Rabbit armor next. Plant diagnosis. Spore harvester. Okay. I'm assuming spore harvester is. I don't. I'm sorry. We just got the bat. I needed the bat so badly. Okay. Sorry, I had no idea it was in there. Okay, I'm assuming it's in Moonflower then. No, okay, cool. It's not in here. If like spore harvester, spore. Is it like? I'll do rabbit next because rabbit. is probably the easiest one to make. I'll do that. That one I could do quickly. Because right now, I think we should do all of them. And we have plant diagnostics, which, if I remember where I put it, I am forgetting where. It should be... no, I know where it is. We're going to do that. Because if we can get that, we can just sell a bunch of my... like, a bunch of my terrible items. Like... Plant diagnostics. Oh, and also a hydro can. Yeah, and while we're here, I could show you what it. So it has all that. It decayed, which is a new static effect. We can now get two of the worst items in the game. Finally, you and you. So only one. We only got one. So now we can go in here. We can spore harvester. Where's okay. Oh wait, no. I think spore harvester come from a lantern head. Lantern helmet. Okay, and thorn leaf. Okay. What was the other one? A lantern. Okay. That's in pumpkin. I know that for a fact because... Okay, so now we got the lantern helmet, which we just needed one of. Now we only need 10 more, which is farmer boots, thorn leaf, where's the thorn leaf scythe? Sorry, I'm okay. And then we literally only need that, and then we just need to sell a bunch of stuff, and then we could just do figs, and then we could get a bunch of figs, so we can then move on to moths, and then we could get that for last sking, and then we could basically just go for abyssal armor, full abyssal, and then get the money. Because our goal is to get half the mill from Wait, what? Sorry, wait. Oh. Oh, that's sad. Oh. Forge sugarcane. Okay, let me look at farming tool. None of you. Farming essentials. Okay, not any of you. Not the builder. Not probably only you two matter. Where the thing where it was pointing to me? Yeah. I'm sorry. Is it not in skin? In pests? Is it in pests? No, not in pests. It's not in farming essential. Okay, I'll do one more thing because I'd rather get the rabbit. I don't know where to get the spore or the leaflet. The whole grade tilling I could get. Farmer boots I could get. Melon dicer, pumpkin, or Seymour cocoa. All these I could get pretty easily. I could get pest hunter, juicy, rancher boots. How great it. Till. T-I. Oh wait. I could just do a great. Oh. It's the whole. I don't know half of the farming items in here. We have sport, we have all that, we have the squeaky mouse thing, which we have just the upgrade for the whole grade tail, which I'm looking this up. Okay. We have that. I need to check if we have that beat. Please tell me I have it on me. Please tell me I have it on me. Please tell me I have it on me so I'm not being weird. No. Do I not have the... Okay, there's like two things I want to look for. One is an item that looks like a fork. And not the only way I'm going to describe it. The second is no, not in you. How about in here? No. How about in here? Is there anyone here? There you. I will get you because you're safe. I will. Okay, I just need to wait until that loads properly. Okay, and do I know? Okay, bronze, silver. I don't have the required item. Tickets. Ticket. No, they're a carnival. They're Agatha. Ticket. No. I'm trying to do two things. I just want to get this done and then one other thing, and then I'm. No. No, not on you. Okay, one of they're carnival. Dogger Agatha. I don't see it in here. I'm probably blind. Yeah, I have 17 Jacob tickets. Where are they? Am I blind? Am I being blinded? By are we the bad guys? I can't make that joke out, okay? Oh, there they are. I don't have any bronze. I have literally 1 gold. And it takes and okay, and then okay, we got D2, and I just want to do one more grind. The grind is like sort of easy to do, so that why I haven't did it at all. So we only need we can get one really quickly. It will literally take me a couple seconds because it is just me getting 24 rabbits for one, and then if we can get that, we can buy a bunch of armor, get that ready, go into the and then go through a couple grinds. And probably go for more farming, or go for. Wait, we have to do a bunch of grinding. We have to do a bunch of terrible grinding, and the only main grinding we have to do. Okay, I see one. What? Go count the rabbit we slain. Oh, look up. How? Where'd the hide? Where are you hide? We don't say it in here. Oh, cool. 2, 3, 4, 5. After this, I'll be done. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, and then once we get this, I really am just going to end. 14. Am I right with 14? I have to be safe and be like, yeah, we got 14 up. Oh, we only have 11. And then we have to upgrade rabbit too. That's going to be the pain. The rabbit pet going to be like the worst one to grind. But we have to level that up fully so we can get more experience. But once we get this, all the grinding left is basically selling. Upgrading, selling, basically upgrading my bank, selling my remaining, saving up half a mil, like, sorry, $500 million in coins, which there are a couple ways. That's why I'm aiming for a foraging run and slowly maxing that out. Then foraging 64 of each, which the quickest way would be to do fully upgrade Agatha, fully upgrade that, and then just sell the remaining for 64,000 per thing, which means every 40 minutes I get about one, like, not even a mil, but it's like about 64 every 30. Which rabbit helmet. Yes. Now we can put you in here. And that means most of the left is just saving the 1.4, start going for coin making methods, which would be just farming. It's the worst one, but that's literally what I have to aim for. It to do that, because right now we only have that. We have 60 mil. We need 20 for milestone 6. Like, that's not even the one. If like we have to go for that so we could get the J Dragon, which only benefit is to boost up my farming and also the dragon. So like, but now we only have to do 4. I'm so done. All left is 1. I can make you. I could get crappie, which are 6, which I will just be aiming for. And that the whole point is to aim for that and then sell the remaining balance after I get the vacuum. So I don't have to go for the vacuum anymore, and I can just go for pure farming setups. Which basically means that we could just keep farming. We could keep farming for like years and years and like years and years. And like, that's not even the funny part. The funny part is this is like an actual grind that like it actually use. And we're like 80 level from 90. If we do stuff tomorrow, we probably will just be farming. We could actually do another grind, which is Harvest Festival, which is not you. Probably you if I ever get one. Probably you. But basically just do that. Because like the other idea is it also will give up more levels to play with. It also gives us, if we can aim for the one grind I need, the 20 million that I need to upgrade, and then I can run another setup. But we basically are 145. We're about to get a talisman, which will boost up my strength by a good margin. And with that, we can at least run a big safety. And at least with like overclocks, and why I sort of want to buy a pumpkin dicer and fully max that one out, because I think pumpkins are like the most expensive one to aim for. And at least with them, I could set up a bigger grind system. And I'll probably use Jerry for that.